I bet that you can guess who the inspiration is for my project today. Does this look like Eco Heidi? Well, not the bottle, but the project. This is a water bottle. This is a smooth water bottle, and what I'm creating is a bracelet today. Now, this is the vintage Aleene's technique of the look of foil, embossed foil, with a piece of kitchen aluminum foil on Heidi's water bottle bracelet. I'm using Aleene's super thick tacky glue. I like this because it grips that foil right away, and we're going to be pressing into it to get the embossed look, and I don't want anything to slip around. So the first thing that you do that makes this really easy to get a straight line is you wrap a piece of masking tape around your bottle, and then you can just use your scissors to cut off a piece to create your bracelet. The next thing you'll want to do is just take that back off after you cut, and you have a nice clear bracelet. I'm using just regular kitchen foil, and then I'm going to crumple it. Now when you do this, you don't want to put it into a ball. Watch how I do this. I press in and I pull out. If you rolled this into a ball, you would never get it open again. And what I like to do is I like to keep it real crunchy, because when you are using your foam letters, they're pretty thick. And so, oops, there's a tear here. We can work around that. When I'm using the foam letters, you want the foil to come up and around. And so you want to make sure it's nice and bunched up. So the next thing I'm going to do is take my super thick Aleene's tacky glue, squeeze it out of the bottle. I bring it out of the bottle like this because it's really hard to squeeze it through that nozzle because it's so thick. The first thing we want to do next, before I get to gluing that foil, is to put our letters on. I almost forgot this step. So you could personalize your bracelet with your name, any sort of words, short quotes that you want. Okay, now we have that step. There's our lettering. Take your glue, and you want a smooth coat, but don't make it ooze too much, because when it comes time to put on that foil, it makes it harder to actually get it to lay down flat. So continue to apply your glue all the way around. I'm just using a really stiff brush. You could also use your fingers if you'd like to put your glue onto your bracelet. This is where you want to really start pressing, and you can feel the letters on the bracelet. I need to apply some more glue here to keep that laying down. Apply glue to the inside, and then you're going to wrap that excess foil to the inside, but be sure you take your time and put the glue on so that it sticks down. Keep pressing, pressing, pressing until you can see your letters starting to raise up from the surface. And that's what I have done on this bracelet. The next thing I do is I actually take the edge of my brush and I start pressing it down even more. You can see that the wrinkles that I have in this foil are very, very fine, and that just comes from continuing to press down with and rub and burnish it with the end of the paintbrush. So the next thing that you want to do is to antique it, and I just apply my acrylic paint with my piece of foam, and you apply that over the entire surface, and then you just use your paper towel to start wiping it back. This is where you really start to see those letters pop up. So continue to do that on the entire bracelet, and this is what you'll have. On this finished bracelet, I sprayed it with the Aleene's acrylic spray sealer in gloss, and that gives you a really pretty finish. I'm Tiffany Windsor, and I think it's cool to craft.